Okay. Well, hi there, everybody. And I got some great news today. The Nintendo Entertainment System, along with the Super Nintendo, are great systems with amazing games. But did you know they came out with games in Japan that never got released here in the US? And sometimes that makes me real mad. For instance, we never, ever got a halfway decent Godzilla game here in the US. But in Japan, they did. Godzilla Kaiju Daikessen. Well, here's the great news. I was able to track down an English translation copy right here in the US on Etsy. Neat, huh? So, I thought we'd talk a little bit about this game and I'd show you some of the gameplay. Oh man, am I excited. Rah! So, before we get started, I wanted to talk about the actual game cart. Cool, huh? You were able to pick what color you wanted, so I went with a translucent green. That way it looks like the King of the Monsters. I think the label looks pretty great too, nice and glossy. If you flip it over on the back, you'll see that it does not say Nintendo in the little circle, which is always a good idea to check for that. ROM hacks or reproductions often don't have that. But I knew this was a reproduction because, well, I mean, it was never produced in the first place. This is kind of like a specialty game. Now, although it is very special, it didn't come with a case. Luckily, I have these neat things. These are retro game cases that can fit all sorts of games. Genesis, Super Nintendo, N64, even CDs. You can get them for about $5 a piece. Then, I went to thecoverproject.com and was able to print up this cool case art. This is what the original Super Famicom case art was for the game. But you don't care about any of this. You want to see some gameplay, so let's do it.
Godzilla, Kaiju Daikessen. Literally translated, Godzilla. Strange Beast Great War. So, this is a two-dimensional fighting game for the Super Famicom. Released in 1994. The game was developed by Alpha System and published by Toho. Now that's pretty cool, because Toho is the Japanese film studio that created Godzilla. Now this was a sequel to Godzilla Battle Legends, and the second Godzilla game released for the Super Famicom platform. The other being Super Godzilla, which was terrible, just terrible. Now this game was released in Japan only, but according to Nintendo Power, the game was planned to be released in North America in April of 1995. Of course, it would be under the title Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. However, alas, it was not released. Now there are 9 stages in the game, ranging from cities to the open countryside, and even an amusement park, I think? Some stages can be destroyed, while others can't. Now let's talk a little bit about the fighters. First we have Godzilla, the King of the Monsters, our true hero. Now Godzilla can throw punches, and he can whip his mighty tail to smack opponents. The big guy is definitely the most balanced and all-rounded fighter. You'll find throughout this game that I think that the fighters aren't all that balanced. I mean, look at the size of some of these monsters. Next up we have Anguirus. He's small and light, but he takes a lot of damage, and I can't just seem to win with him. We also have King Ghidorah. He's large and kind of well balanced. He can hit with all 3 of his heads. We have Gigan, who I have almost nothing to say about, and Megalon. Now the problem with Megalon is he's supremely overpowered. He's slow, but he makes up with it with incredible strikes and special attacks. If you want to beat the game, I'd say you try with Megalon. Now we also have Mechagodzilla, who's one of my personal favorites. He's like a cool balance between Godzilla and a big robot. There's Biollante, which is a monstrous clone of Godzilla. He's slow-moving, but powerful. Now Mothra here, I don't know, Mothra's extremely weak. Pretty easy to beat on. Mothra can fly, and even has a special attack. If you can do Mothra's special attack, which I can't seem to pull off, then Batra makes a cameo, which is kind of fun. Now, The boss opponent for the game on easy mode is another version of Mechagodzilla? Kind of strange. If you play the game on medium difficulty, you get to see Super Mechagodzilla, which is an enhanced version of Mechagodzilla 2. You also have Gotengo, but this character is only unlocked in hard mode. Unlike the monsters, Gotengo is a ship with a drill that can fire missiles at an opponent. It can fly and fire lasers and release electricity. It even has some type of freeze weapon. All in all, I think this is a pretty fun game. You're not going to find the fast and frenetic pace of a Street Fighter, and you're not going to find the gore or the cool digitized graphics of something like Mortal Kombat. But all in all, it's a fun tournament fighter. If you could find a copy or a ROM, I'd pick it up. Also, if you're going to play this game, you definitely need to look up the moveset. I mean, you can mash buttons all you want, but basically they just hop around. You really need to know what the special attacks and the throw attacks are. Your only buttons are light attack, heavy attack, dash, and then a hold technique. Well, I think it's a good game, and I'll see you guys later.